Welcome to Foundations of Business Management. We value the investment that you are making in your leadership and management through this program and course. In this course, we will provide you with foundational principles that you need to be aware of as a business manager and leader. Whether you have a formal or an informal management role at this time in your career, these principles can support you in being an influence in your personal and your professional life. As we get started in this course, let's consider three important roles: management, leadership, and entrepreneurship. When we talk about business management, we need to think about each of these roles. Management is defined as the art of getting things done through the efforts of other people. What do you think of the word art? I like the word art. It implies that management is more creative and imaginative than an exact science. Art engages our emotions and passion. Management should engage our emotion and passion too. Oftentimes, we think of management as a science and rather boring, but management should be more than that to us and should engage more than just our logic. Let's think of management as an art in tapping into the passion of people as well as a rational, scientific side of business life. So if we agree that management is the art of getting things done through the efforts of other people, what do you think of the word through? Through others sounds like people do what we tell them rather than engaging and empowering people in such a way that they get to weigh in on their work too. If management is more of an art that collaboratively engages people's creativity, passion, and emotions, then I'm not sure I like the word through. What do you think about the word with? This would then define management as the art of getting things done with the efforts of others. My experience in business, ministry, and academics support this definition well because I have found that most people want to feel engaged with the work they do. Taking this deeper, management involves planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Planning means that managers set strategic goals with the team that move the team from point A to point B. Collaborating together around the goals moves the group toward the common vision that they share. Then managers organize by providing the support, structures, and resources to help the team head toward the vision together. Managers lead the team by keeping the vision and strategic goals in front of the group in creative ways. Managers also lead by empowering people to do work that they are motivated and skilled to do. Also, managers use controls to keep the team collaboratively moving together toward the vision. Controls are meant to keep the team aligned, not meant to micromanage people. Management is also contrasted with the terms leadership and entrepreneurship. Leadership is influencing a group to move toward a common goal. Leadership is more about vision, inspiration, persuasion, learning, motivating, role modeling, and developing people. Entrepreneurship is about innovation, creation, and starting things. It is about moving things forward by creating something new. As you can see, leadership and entrepreneurship can also be important aspects of business management. Consider that you can mix and match these three depending upon your skill level and the needs of your organization. There can be varying levels of management, leadership, and entrepreneurship in our approach to business management. So let's take a personal inventory. How would you rank your preference for each of the three? Which one most describes you? Which one describes you the least? Which one's in the middle? Write down the order of your three and then rate them at a 1 through 5 level, with 1 being low and 5 being high. For example, entrepreneurship and leadership are at about a 5 for me, and then management is more of a 3. I've had some sort of side business most of my life to fulfill that entrepreneurship side of my management style. I like to be creative and innovative. Then I tend to lead through vision, inspiration, learning, motivating, and developing people. I tend to bring about change. I'm less of a manager that sustains structures, systems, and control. Management is less of a natural skill for me. And there's no right or wrong answer here. It's more about finding your individual preference and being aware of it so that you can move forward with your best work. How about for you? Which one of the 3 is highest, and then which one is second and third? As I explained, please also consider the reasons why you would rank and rate the 3 as you did. Next, let's consider your current position. Are your preferences for management, leadership, and entrepreneurship aligned with your current role and responsibilities? Do you have preferences for management, but you feel you are a misfit in the role that requires more leadership or entrepreneurial thinking from you? Or vice versa? What is it about your current position that is a good fit or not such a good fit? Also, are your preferences aligned with your organizational culture and environment? In other words, does your organization value leadership over management, or does it value entrepreneurship over leadership? Are your preferences aligned with your industry? For example, some highly regulated industries, such as the insurance or financial industry, might value management, whereas other industries that need to be highly progressive, like technology, might value entrepreneurship. That doesn't mean that highly regulated industries don't need leaders or entrepreneurs. They do, but they may need fewer of them. Also, that does not mean that highly progressive tech companies don't need managers. They do. They just may seek fewer management types. Also consider this. How does this alignment or lack of alignment with your current role, organization, or industry impact your work attitude or passion? This week's resources invite us to consider these terms and how our alignment or lack of alignment is impacting us and our work. Over the coming weeks, we can continue to consider our preferences towards management, leadership, and entrepreneurship as we cover the upcoming weekly topics. We will investigate our personality strengths and weaknesses, leadership style, organizational culture, interactions with people and teams, and our change management style. As we go forward together, please continue to reflect upon who you are and how well aligned you are in your current role with your organization. Thank you for choosing Bethel. At Bethel, we want to keep the Bible and Jesus in mind as we consider management, leadership, and entrepreneurship. So let's look at one of my favorite Bible passages on the topic in Philippians 2, verses 1 through 11. Let's especially focus on verses 3 and 4. In this passage, Paul describes the nature of Jesus that we want to emulate. Jesus is explained as a manager, leader, and entrepreneur who, over anything else, serves, sacrifices, and suffers for the greater good. In verses 3 and 4, Paul explains specifically that Jesus did not act out of selfish ambition, but looked out for the interests of others. And that is why he did what he did, the way he did it. Please take some time to study this passage in more detail and consider aligning your own values with those of Jesus. We can be the most skilled manager, leader, or entrepreneur, but if our interests are selfish and the reason we are doing what we are doing is solely for our own benefit, we really are not contributing the value to people's lives that God would like to see us contribute. It is when we are both skilled and serving the interests of the greater good that we find our true purpose and passion, and that we are pleasing God too. Please reflect upon the value of being other-centered as we manage, lead, or innovate, and in a way that serves and supports people. Again, consider the focus of Jesus. As a manager, Jesus planned, organized, and controlled for the good of the entire group. As a leader, Jesus inspired and modeled what was best for the whole team. As an entrepreneur, Jesus created and innovated that which would bring greater good to people's lives. As managers, leaders, and entrepreneurs, how can we serve, suffer, and sacrifice on behalf of the greater good to improve our workplaces? What will your next step be with what you are learning this week and through this time together? I pray for God's Spirit to show you the way forward. I pray for God to bless your management, leadership, and entrepreneurship. Thank you for your engagement in this course and in this time together.